Let's close test. 14.10. New ships and Commonwealth unique commanders. Wait, 14.10. That's very soon. In this development blog, we are thrilled to announce a new branch of European battleships, a pair of premium ships, as well as the first Commonwealth unique commander. Fair enough. New European battleships. A new branch of researchable ships is on the horizon in World of Warships. Let me turn on the music again. European pocket battleships. Starting at tier 4, it will feature 7 ships. Oh, they're making all the way from tier 4 to tier 10. They're not doing the... I guess because it's an entirely new line, they can't just do the tier 8, 9, 10 thing they usually do. They actually have to make a whole tech trip. Features 7 ships, including Yavuz Sultan Selim, very European sounding, Chios, Enigheten, Gustav den Store, and Thor, or Thor if you're American, which we are ready to present now. We will share details and images of tier 5 Tegethoth and tier 6 Lorden later. Interesting. The new branch presents battleships of several European nations with a smaller naval powers. Specifically at the lower tiers, you will find both historical and hypothetical steel giants of the Mediterranean navies of Austria-Hungary, Turkey, and Greece during World War I and the interwar period. The higher tiers shift the spotlight to hypothetical developments of Swedish shipbuilding, which was one of the few nations in Western Europe capable of building major ships at the onset of World War II. That's a pretty optimistic claim. That's a pretty optimistic claim. What? Capable of building? From what shipyards would they make battleships? I feel like this sounds like a pretty bold claim. This sounds like a pretty bold claim. Where the hell, in which port would Sweden build actual battleships? Like small cruisers, I can believe. Like a light cruiser line, I could kind of believe that they might be able to squeeze into one of their existing shipyards. But fucking battleships? The new European battleships, the post of Smørrebrød, Götaverken build cruise ships and coastal battleships. Coastal battleships is very different from... Götaverken, yeah, but there's very difference to building cruise ships, and honestly pretty small cruise ships at that, compared to making actual battleships. Also, when you make battleships, you have to take into account the armor plating, the manufacturing of the armor, and also the assembling of the armor, which is, well, just manufacturing the armor plates is a massive hurdle. Like, the Soviets could never actually make proper armor. They couldn't make any proper armor. Like, that's why all the Soviet ships in the game are such fantasy, because at best they could make, what was it, their cemented armor, which was dog shit compared to actual steel armor. And Sweden making proper armor for a battleship? Det tror jag inte. Det tror jag inte. I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not think so. Yeah, but once Sverige, HSWMS Sverige is a coastal pansarship. These are very coastal ships are incredibly different from actual battleships. You have to understand that coastal panzer, even Finland has fucking coastal ships. And I do not believe for a second we can make battleships. Like Sverige, vackert skepp, men coastal defense pansarship. Like, in no fucking way. Very, 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 I would say extremely doubtful. Extremely doubtful. How long was this? 120 meters. Yeah. I have my doubts. Regardless, let's continue. The new European battleships rely on an array of armament and equipment to tip the balance of battle in their favor instead of going all in on the big guns. Indeed, their smaller caliber main battery guns are not their immediate weapon of choice due to long reload times and mediocre maximum range. So, small caliber, long reload, mediocre maximum range. Okay. That said, at the top of their branch, Tier 10 Thor stands out for her great ballistics, making her more forgiving and rewarding when landing shots. Importantly, all these vessels feature powerful torpedo armament. I mean, it does fit the current European battleships, them having a bunch of torps. At the lower tiers, they have underwater torpedo launchers, typical of World War I, which up until tier 7 are few and a bit slow. From tier 8 onwards, their torpedoes become more powerful in terms of speed, damage, and launching angles, enough to make enemies think twice before closing the distance. It's kind of funny that in World of Warships, having the underwater torpedo launchers is actually a massive advantage, because they can't be broken. And oftentimes the firing angles are incredible. You can launch them straight forward. A good example is St. Vincent. You can't break the torps on St. Vincent, and St. Vincent can launch torps straight forward, basically. It's fucking incredible. So something that was considered was basically a technological disadvantage is actually an advantage in World of Warships. Another feature to boast. European battleships have very low detectability for their ship type. Okay. And on higher tiers, pretty good speed, which gets better with their time-based emergency engine power consumable. Okay, emergency engine, that's not normal engine power, that's like the mega speed. It offers a significant speed boost, though only for a short duration. Starting from tier 8, these warships get access to surveillance radar. Bro, surveillance radars on battleships is such a dumb concept. It shouldn't be in the game. It's just so dumb. Like, radar should never have been moved away from cruisers. The only class that should have fucking radar is cruisers. When they started putting it on DDs, it was a fucking mistake, and when they started putting it on battleships, it's a fucking mistake. It just, why need a cruiser? Why play a cruiser if you have their greatest tool, the radar, available to you? It's bad. At the same time, European battleships have relatively small HP pools, which means they have to choose their fight carefully. To somewhat counterbalance this offset, they have quite good armor. So, stealthy, fast, good armor, and radar. Okay, these things sound kinda scary. In-game, European battleships are deadly and stealthy, though rather fragile predators. Take advantage of your concealment and surveillance radar to get closer to a chosen target and strike with your guns, and follow it up with a torpedo salvo. Use your high speed and emergency engine power to quickly relocate or get away from the retaliation, which can be painful in your case. Check your surroundings and watch out for long-range Titans, as these ships are vulnerable to broadside attacks. Okay, every single ship in the game should be vulnerable to broadside attacks. This should not be a unique feature of this line. Every fucking ship in the game should be vulnerable to broadside attacks. The fact that there are ships that aren't is fucking... The fact that ships like Libertad and Los Andes exist, that for some reason aren't vulnerable to broadside attacks, is fucking dogshit game design. This should be mandatory on all ships. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad they're punishable, but still, like... So, am I to assume good armor, but large citadel? Potentially? European battleship Yavuz Sultan Selim, tier 4. Moltke battlecruiser. Okay, Wonderton, yada yada. So I assume this is the real ship. the real ship. European battleship Yayus. Okay, 37k health. This tier 4, we don't really care that much. 5 extra 283s. 16k range on the tier 4 seems pretty good. 30-second reload seems pretty good as well. Third verse is slow, but I mean 1.8 Sigma with the guns seem pretty fine for tier 4. Torpedoes 4x1, I guess single launchers, 13k, 60 knots. Okay. Getting torps at tier 4 on a BB is kind of strong. Because not many BBs have that. Like, getting torps on a tier 4 is pretty goddamn nice. AA, trash. Can't defend yourself at all. 25.5, which is honestly pretty nice for tier 4 as well. Because battleships at that tier tend to be really slow. The ships can use Jersey. True. And really good rudder shift. 12.2. So, handles well. Good conceal. Seems like good guns. Also, if it's Moltke armor, seems like a very strong low tier ship. Oh, we're jumping straight from the 4 to the 7. Interesting. I guess because they didn't give us the ship models, they don't give us the stats on the remaining ships. Okay, Chios, a Mackinson class battle cruiser that could have been given to Greece after World War I as compensation for the ordered but unfinished battleship Salamis. The ship was named in the honor of the victory of the Greek army and navy in the Battle of Chios in 1912 to 1913. European battleship Chios. Okay, 52.2k HP. That's not that great. I mean, it's not that bad either, but it's not incredible. Let's see. Tier 7 is usually where you start actually seeing ranked gameplay in these things. Health, kind of on the low end of battleships for sure. It's 4th lowest HP on a BB. 26mm plating. That looks like an icebreaker though, if it's like Mackinson. But this will all be overmatchable, I assume. 4x2 350mm guns. Not great, you don't overmatch other BBs. 19.1. Really good range. I thought they were supposed to have limited range. That's really good range. 10.6k AP alpha. That's actually pretty good AP alpha as well. It's actually pretty good AP alpha. That's surprisingly good considering the caliber. Okay, sure. Surprisingly good considering the caliber. Reload 30 seconds. 1.8 Sigma. ASW. 5x1 torps. 18k alpha torps. 60 knots. Pretty nice. Pretty nice torps, honestly, for brawls and shit. Pretty nice torps. Some secondaries, pretty uninteresting though. There's no pen on them. I mean, technically you could IFHE this, but bro, not worth for sure. AA, 3 flak, basically no anti-air. I mean, this is a joke in terms of AA. 28 knots, that's pretty nice. 780, that's pretty good. 30, well, handles really well. Handles really well, actually. Wait, what's Mackinson handling? Is this just a pasta, or is there something? Okay. Oh wait, Mackinson is a fucking tier 6, isn't it? Mackinson has a 14-second rudder shift. This thing has a 13-second. Same rudder. Speed, same. So it does get the identical, basically kind of copy pasta in terms of everything. It has slightly worse conceal actually at 13.1. Yeah, no, not gonna be. I mean, you're not good. Unlikely to play this over shit like Sinop and Tingshe and basically the kings of tier 7 battleships. Standard DCP, well, the shittiest DCP really. 10 seconds. Well, not the shittiest, but really shit. 15 and 80, that's pretty rough. Standard DCP, 8-second cooldown. Oh, you get the speed boost here though. 20% speed boost. You have it. Oh yeah, it's a turn on off speed boost. That's pretty wild. That's actually really fucking nice. You can turn it off for quick. You can turn it on for quick dodges and then turn it off again. And also, if you want to go for some YOLO or some flank, you can just hold down the entire speed boost. This is very, very nice. Like, this is very good utility. The downside is, of course, the actual full usage time is trash. But it still gives you a lot of options. So we're doing 28. We're running speed flag. We pop this speed boost. We do 35. If we're running brisk, we can do 39 knots in a tier 7 BB. So if we're pushing up a flank with speed boost and brisk, we're doing 38, 39 knots. That's pretty fucking good. That is pretty, like, the guns and the armor, not exactly convincing. But having the torps, considering you want to push in close range and torp things, the speed boost makes it very flexible in getting into good positions. Mostly for ranked kind of gameplay. Double Colorado speed, roughly yes. Tier 8. European Battleship Enigheten. What the fuck? That thing is... Pretty it is not. Pretty it is not. Holy shit. Those turrets look comical on it. It kind of looks like a coastal defense ship or something. Holy shit. Van Vidster and Kartoffel. Oh yeah, one of my mods actually pinged or linked where you posted it. I'm not really interested in the mechanism, but I can look at the Enigheten. Let's see, let's look at the Enigheten. Okay, we got the exposed torp tubes now, 4x. Well, exposed, they're slightly protected, but like pretty exposed. They will take splash damage down here for sure. God, these turrets look so fucking massive though. Having massive turrets on the nose is pretty nice though, because it will protect you from a lot of hits on the superstructure, because the turret armor is going to shatter a lot of shells that were going to hit the superstructure. So having like these big clunky turrets in front of a small superstructure is huge when it comes to mitigating damage. Okay, let's see. What are the tall? I'm not sure. At least there's a unique look, that's for sure. It's ugly. Mid-sized battleship that could have been designed and built in Sweden in the first half of the 1940s as part of one of the emergency programs to strengthen the navy in the face of the country's threat to become involved in World War II. The battleship inherited her name, Enigheten Unity, from an 18th century ship of the line of the Royal Swedish Navy. 54.7k HP on a tier 8 BB. Okay, well that to begin with, that is pretty fucking terrible. That is, well, once again, we're at top 5 worst HP. 32mm plating though, that's always nice. More than Odin, still more than Odin, yeah. Minions 3x3 381s. Wait, that's like really good gun caliber. Weren't they supposed to have small gun caliber, poor range, and poor reload? 381 is pretty standard tier 8 guns. Like that's same as Bismarck and Tirpitz and all of these. They're 380s. 19.9 range as well. That doesn't seem like bad range at all. What is that? That is... what the fuck? That's the same range as Amagi. It's more range than Key, Odin, Atlantico, Brandenburg, Lenin, Massachusetts, Littorio, Roma, Z. It's more range than all of them. How is that poor range? What the fuck? Shell velocity appears very slow. At 750. It's almost as slow as NC. Reload is 30 seconds though. That's also... what the fuck? That's perfectly fine. What? How is 30 seconds a slow reload? That's like, once again, standard. 20 km range is really good. 30-second reload is perfectly standard. 11.4 AP alpha. That seems like, again, the AP alpha seems pretty high for the caliber. 11.4, that's... Bismarck is 11.6. This is 11.4. Okay, I mean, it's fine. Holy, max dispersion 259. Wait, what's crazy about that? What's crazy about 259? It's calculated at max range, which is 20 kilometers. That's, again, once again, standard battleship dispersion. That's standard BB dispersion. Okay, again, there's nothing special here, except maybe 1.7 Sigma, which isn't that great. But everything else about the guns seem fine. Airstrike, standard ASW. Okay, here we go, Torps. 2x4s, holy shit, these Torps hit like a fucking truck. 10 km range on them as well, 65 knots. 1.5 concealed. These are really good torpedoes. These are really good Torps. 5.1k H alpha is really good. Yeah, I think so, isn't it? It's pretty high. It's almost like it's Roma's H alpha basically. It's not bad. It's not really good, but it's not bad. Like the Germans have 4.4k and shit like that, so it's certainly better than the Germans. Secondary is 6.6k. Yeah, you're not gonna bother building for this. 20mm pen, these are trash. Well, there will be idiots who build for them. What's our AA like? 382 short range, not great, but it's not like not terrible either. Long range, 119, very underwhelming. You gotta remember it's 75%, so it drops off a lot. This range being 6 kilometers is pretty nice. 5 flak, not really much to brag about. 5 flak is pretty fucking underwhelming. There's not a whole lot to brag about here. 5 flak is, yeah, no, this is nothing special. It's pretty oof. 30 knots. Wait, it does 30 knots base. 790-meter turning cycle. 14.1 rudder. That's really good rudder for a battleship. That's same as Odin has. 14.1. It's one of the lowest actually in the game. One of the lowest is tier 8. It's top 5 lowest rudder shift. 790-meter turning circle is also the same as Odin's, so handles nicely. Base speed 30 knots, which is pretty fucking good considering these things come with speed boost now. Concealment is 13.8. What are we talking about here? 13.8. 11.2 conceal. Fuck, that's really... What the fuck for a battleship? This thing overmatches light cruisers. 11.2, and it overmatches light cruisers because 25mm plating. Isn't that pretty rough? This thing is better. This thing is 1 kilometer better concealed than mines. And this thing overmatches mines. Mines has 14.8 base conceal. This thing has 13.8 base conceal. It overmatches Eugen, it outspots Eugen, Schill, Cataluna, Tallinn, Kutuzov, Amalfi. It has the same conceal as Hipper. It has the same conceal as Hipper on a battleship. And it overmatches most cruisers at tier 8. That's pretty fucked up. I don't like that. It's hard to play against shit like that because it just fucking appears on your forehead. Standard DCP. Standard heal. Nothing wrong with that. What? Wait, what the wait. Why is it a 30-second radar? 30-second 10-kilometer radar. That's fucking absurd. Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Baltimore radar is 25 seconds. So why does this battleship have better radar than American cruisers? What? Cleveland radar. No, it's also 25. I'm running the mod. So it's got better radar than light and heavy. Well, I mean, it's much better than the light cruisers because it's 10 km range. Cleveland is 9. Why the fuck? What is their obsession with making battleships so absurd in the game nowadays? I mean, you're gonna run the 20% mod because it goes into the slot that battleships don't care about. I mean, either you run the speed boost or you run the radar. Both are good. But if you run the radar, you're doing 36-second radar, which is fucking absurd on a 10 km range. Or alternatively, you do the speed boost mod, which is, how much was the speed? Was it 30%? Was it 30% the speed boost mod? Yeah, it's 30%. So either you run this thing, but honestly, unlikely you're gonna run this because the radar is so fucking... Oh, it doesn't affect it? Are you sure? This gives 30% action time. Oh, speed boost mod won't work. Okay. Well, then you're just gonna run radar mod and you're gonna have 36-second radar, which is fucking insane. It might be the best, like 30-second radar might be the best radar at the tier. Isn't it? Wait, am I missing something? Congress has a 35-second radar. Is that the better one? Chapayev has 20-second radar. 30-second radar is same as Edinburgh if you give up your smoke. And that's a light cruiser that gets blown up, and you're giving up your smoke to get it. So the only thing that can get the same radar as this thing is a light cruiser that gives up its smoke in order to get it. Fuck, that's wild. That's gonna be really fucking strong. Holy shit. That's so... Especially in tier 8 ranked. Holy fuck, this thing is gonna be so good in ranked. Because you have armor and torps and speed. So you can brawl on the ships, you can overmatch other cruisers, and if you're fighting DDs, you can radar them. Fuck, this thing is gonna be so good in ranked. It's good against everything in ranked. Jesus. So, and what was it, 11.2 conceal? Holy shit. So you outspot a lot of cruisers in ranked as well. Fucking hell, that's wild. Okay, so this thing does 30. You run speed boost. Or sorry, speed flag. And then you run the, what was it, 25% speed boost? So this thing does 39. And then if you build brisk, which you're obviously going to build on a ship like this, 43 knots. Tier 8 battleship that has radar. You're going to run down a lot of destroyers, aren't you? Holy fuck. So even without brisk, you're doing 39 knots. You're doing 39 knots even without brisk. So there's so many destroyers you're going to run down. Akizuki does 33 knots. Irland does 35 knots. Asashio does 35. Kagero does 35. Even with speed boost, they're not going to be fast enough to get away from you. You're faster than they are with speed boost. Cossack does 36 knots. Lighting does 36 knots. What is this fucking wild speed power creep? Holy shit. So this thing can run down every single cruiser or every single destroyer. What about cruisers? If we do 39 knots without brisk. Without brisk we do 39 knots. Who can run from this thing? Hello? Can Cataluna get away? How big is speed boost? Oh, it doesn't have speed boost. No, it can't get away. Amalfi? Wait! Is this thing the fastest? None of these guys can run away from it. Why is this developer so fucking demented? Bayard, I guess. Bayard has the giga speed boost, right? 20%, yeah. Bayard can barely outrun it. Bayard, I think, can barely outrun it, right? 34. 34, you run speed flag. And then you run the speed boost. Yeah, Bayard has a 3-knot advantage. So the light French cruiser with the mega speed boost can outrun this thing when it runs you down. Nice. A good one, Wargaming. A good one, Wargaming. Holy shit. Man, battleships in the year 2025. Holy shit. Bro, like, these things look hilarious as fuck to play, and complete Ebola to play against. Complete Ebola to play against. Like, how do you, like... if you're battleship, they torp you. If you're the cruiser, they match you. If you're DD, they just run you down and radar you. Imagine trying to play smoke cruiser against this thing as well. It's got 11.2 conceal. So, like, he just charges at you, and then pops radar. What the fuck? It's so fucking wild, man. God damn. What the fuck? What the fuck is... what the fuck is this? Okay, we need to look at the model on this thing. What the fuck? Where is it? There it is. What the fuck is this thing? Holy shit. Someone put a fucking warehouse on top of this thing. Gustav den Store. Gustav the Great. I mean, that's a fucking pretty great superstructure. Triple sets, okay? I can't believe they made a ship that is potentially uglier than Enigheten. That actually takes some effort. God, wait, it's got two. Oh shit, it's got two sets here. They're kind of... I wonder if the armor on the deck is going to protect this from splash. If it is, then these things are going to be very hard to take out, these torpedo tubes. Interesting. Interesting. Store means big. Big or great. If you... in this sentence, they don't mean Gustav the Big. They mean Gustav the Great. In this case, they don't mean Gustav then. Gustav the Big. That doesn't sound right. Okay. A fast battleship capable of confronting the capital ships of Sweden, potential adversaries, which could have been ordered. As part of an emergency shipbuilding measure at the height of World War II. Her main armament, 9 381mm guns, is supplemented by the dual-purpose and AA artillery systems that the Swedish Navy had in the early 1940s. The ship is named in honor of the great Swedish king of the 17th century, a name inherited from a ship of the line of the 19th century. Wide Gustav. Okay, so 381s again. 62.7k HP. Let's see. Wait, where did I put my... Shit, I closed my ship tools. Let's see, tier 9 battleships. This is the lowest HP tier 9 battleship in the game. This is the lowest HP tier 9 battleship in the game. Less health than even Njord at 63.9. Interesting. 32mm plating. 3x3 381s. Firing range 20.8 kilometers. Okay, on what planet is this short range? This is same range. This is better range than Dyson at 20.6. This is better range than Hizen at 20.3. Georgia has 20 kilometers of range. How is 20.8 in on short range on any planet? That doesn't make any sense. Also, 3x3 380s, 381s, like, it's maybe slightly lower, but it's not bad. WoW's 2025 range standards, right? HE looks pretty shit. AP, still the 750 meter per second AP, 11.4 alpha. Okay, now is we're seeing a bit of, this might be the tier 9, the classic tier 9, where we're actually feeling like the damage drop off, because this is basically identical to the tier 8 in terms of gunpowder. And this gunpowder tier 8 was pretty okay. This gunpowder tier 9 is definitely falling off. 40-second turret reverse. Oi, oi, oi. How will the players manage having to turn their turrets in time? How will they ever manage that? 6 slot? Yeah, but it's still not, like, great. Because it's slow shells as well. 1.8 Sigma, slightly better Sigma, but still not great. Airstrike, standard. Okay, we get 6 torps per side. 12 cam range on the torps now, 17.5. These torps are really fucking good. These torps are actually really fucking good. Are you kidding me? 12 km, 65 knots, 17.5. These are like gearing torps. Shit, these are like La Pampa, better than La Pampa torps. Interesting. Secondaries, 7 km. You're not gonna build for these. I mean, people will build for them, but you shouldn't. They're trash. AA. Thank you, Diamond Refuzz, for the 6 months. Mid-range AA, 3.5 km, 441, not great. Long range, 119, really not great. Also, only 5 flak at tier 9. So this is kind of identical stats to the tier 8, but you have them at tier 9. That kind of sucks. Let's see, what are we talking about handling here? Rudder is 15.2. It's pretty good, but I mean, it's nothing really special. Njord is 15.4, this is 15.2, Ropret is 15.4, it's kind of similar. 840 turning circle is also, well, it's okay. It's pretty okay, it's not bad. 31 knots, 14.1 conceal. Okay, let's see. 14.1 conceal. So this thing sits at... Shit, that's still so good though. 11.4 conceal. 11.4 conceal. Fuck, that's good though. These things are so stealthy. So, wait, you can technically stealth torp in this thing. You have 11.4 conceal, 12k in torps. You can fucking stealth torp in a battleship. Okay, cool. 31 knots. Standard DCP, standard heal. Again, the 10k radar. Just rough. And a bit more emergency engine power. Also, you do 1 knot more. So, you're doing 31. You're running speed flag. And then you pop the speed boost. And you do... So, you do 40... Almost... You do 40.7 knots. Just with flag and speed boost. If you get undetected and you pop brisk, you do almost... Bro, you do Kleber speeds when undetected. You do Kleber speeds when undetected. Holy shit. 45 knots when undetected. Bro. And you have radar. I mean, this is still like obnoxious. This is such insane fucking power creep. In terms of speed and maneuverability. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucking fast. Tokyo Drift, baby. Yeah, for sure. I wonder what the acceleration parameters on the ship will be. I mean, playing a flank, yeah, as a light cruiser, and this thing comes charging at you, you're just dead. Like, how do you disengage from this? You can't. You're just fucking dead. You smoke up your radars, you try to run, he runs you down. God damn. I mean, this thing, the tier 8 seemed more broken than this thing, but this thing will still be pretty ass to deal with. Now we get to the big boy. Okay, the superstructure just disappeared. Wait, hold on. Holy shit, look at that. What? They just shaved off the entire superstructure. Holy fuck. That's wild. So that means you're gonna take so much less damage because your superstructure has just disappeared. Man had a haircut, right? That's fucking wild. Bro, it lost so much farmable real estate. Holy fuck. European Battleship 4. Let's see. Maybe it's cold. Yeah, maybe it shrunk. Let's see. Let's check the video on this thing. These are bigger turrets. Man, the superstructure is so small. There's going to be so little to farm on this thing. And then you consider how fast it is as well. It's going to be hard to hit the superstructure, I bet. These kind of looks like potential shell catchers, though. This looks like potential shell catchers, though, for sure. Angled, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get chunked through weird fucking angles through here. This looks like the weakness, for sure, though. This is gonna get fucked from both angles. This is where you wanna hit, for sure. But, very small water line. But there's not a lot to hit on this thing. Very small water line. A hypothetical design of a powerful battleship with a 406mm main battery and the most modern AA systems of the post-war period. And the development and implementation of the project at the turn of the 1940s and 1950s could have supported Sweden's status as the strongest Baltic naval power at the time. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of Baltic naval powers at the time. The battleship was named after the legendary god from the Norse mythology, inheriting it from the coastal defense ship that served in the Swedish Navy from the late 1890s to the late 1930s. Okay, Tier 10 Thor. Health 72.7. More than income, but still less than stuff like Rhode Island, Bourgogne. So very low HP, second lowest. 406mm guns, 3x3 406. 21.7. On what planet is this short range? Like, I think power creep has gotten into wargaming as well. Like, their brain has gone into power creep. Because they no longer look at the game like from an objective perspective. They compare ships they release to ships they've released this year. So they compare this thing to like they compare this thing to like Libertad and Legmod Colombo and shit like that. And they're like, oh, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad range or whatever. And then we look at it and it's like, bro, this thing has better range than Ohio. This thing has better range than Thunder. This thing has better range than GK, Preußen, St. Vincent, Irresistible, Schlieffen, Sibir, Libertad, Loria, fucking Sicilia, Colombo, Incomp. Like, this thing has better range than all of those. On what planet is this bad range? HE 5.7. That's pretty nice. Oh, the fire chance went up a lot. It went up from 24 to 36. Shell velocity got a massive boost. We went from 750 to 900 meters per second. That's actually really fast shell velocity on a tier 10 guns. This is actually really fucking strong. What is this AP alpha? We went from what was it, 11.6 to 13.650. That is insane AP alpha. Now it beats Slava Pen? Interesting. It beats Slava Pen. Can you move the camera a bit to left? Sure. This way? Sure, I don't mind. We can have it here for a while, but 13.650. Wait, what the fuck is that AP alpha? That's actually absurd AP alpha. Montana has 13.5. And I want to highlight Montana's AP is unique in the sense that Montana's 13.5 was justified because it's very high. It was justified because Montana shoots super heavy AP shells, and that's why they justified giving it very high AP alpha on the guns. This thing has 13.650. Also, Bungo AP alpha is 13.5, so this thing has more AP alpha on these guns than Bungo has on 457mm IGN guns. That's yeah, Monty shells are really slow. Monty shells have 762 meters per second. These are 900. Is that like the fastest shell velocity in the game? It's the fastest shell velocity in the game. Even Slava is 870. The thing that makes Slava shell really insane though is drag. So despite Slava shells being really light, they made the drag basically non-existent. So we don't know what the drag value on these shells are. If they're as low as Slava, the guns are going to be completely bonkers. But even if they aren't, they're still going to be very good because the shell velocity is so fucking good. Unless they like giga nerf them with some insane drag resistance coefficient. So that's an insane shell velocity. That's a really high AP alpha. Okay, I'm not really getting the whole these guns will be or this thing will have weak guns, yada yada. These guns look really fucking good. Great shell velocity, great alpha, and 406s is perfectly solid. Not sure what, and it's 30-second reload. 1.8 sigma. Third res is 40, but like you'll run the third res skill. This is perfectly fine. Like what the fuck? This is not a weakness. And potentially these guns will be fucking bonkers because of the shell velocity. And this looks like shit that can maybe citadel battleships across the map kind of shit. Airstrike, 11 km, 2, fair enough. Torps, 17.5k, 4x4. I wonder how well these torps will survive though, being exposed like this. 17.5k, that's really good torps. Talking 70 knots as well. These are fucking scary torps. How is the torpedo detectability not going up? Why is the torpedo detectability still only 1.5? That's like really good. That's like really good. These are better than IGN torps, basically. These are better than like the IGN fucking 12 cam troops. The reaction time is going to be extremely low. Extremely low on these torps. And the reaction time is going to be insanely low on these things, I think. Because they're so fast and they have such low reaction time. Secondary 7.3, 20 millimeters. Yeah, you don't. I mean, idiots will build for it, don't build for it. Nice shell velocity on them, but no, you don't build for this. ASW is quite shite. It looks pretty standard. I mean, battleships have the best ASW in the game, so it is what it is. AA. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this was a jump from the tier 9. Mid-range, still not great. The range goes to 4k. Mid-range isn't that impressive at 484, but long-range being 399 is very nice. You lose, of course, about 100 because of the hit probability, so we're talking 300 long-range. 14 flak, though. 14 flak is a lot of flak. It truly is a shame these ships don't get defensive AA, because this thing could actually be a proper fucking AA powerhouse if it got defensive AA. Without it, we're mostly relying on the flak. It will still be pretty good, because 14 is a lot of flak. I wonder if they're going to remove flak, though. It's hard to be too enthusiastic about the flak, because Wargaming has stated that they in the CV rework they want to remove flak, and so far they haven't gone back on that claim. They haven't retreated that claim yet. So as far as we know, they're still planning to remove flak. So we don't know how that fucking works. Still, it's nice continuous and it's nice flak. If it had defensive AA, I'd actually play it just to shred planes. Without it, it's kind of like the problem with being entirely flak dependent, well, mostly flak dependent, is shit like Nakimov will just ignore your AA. Nakimov just ignores your AA, so it doesn't really work against it. The problem is there's too many carriers in the game that can just ignore your AA altogether, so still, it's nice. 14 flak is a lot of flak. I like it. It's a lot of fucking flak. They will remove flak only after they milk the release of this ship? Possible. 16.3 rudder. Surprising we don't get another Libertad rudder. This is like pretty like it's good, but it's still pretty average compared to what we normally see. Wait, what is? Huh? What are we talking about? 14 flak low? No, 14 flak is not low. 14 flak is very high in this game. Well, what is happening in chat? I don't get it. Anyway. Flamu is lying? Wait, what am I lying about now? Main had 13 flak. Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a lot of carriers that have absurd levels of flak. Like, the best AA ships in the game are carriers, because Wargaming doesn't like carriers being killed by other carriers, so they tend to have a shit ton of flak. Um, but it's basically like super ship levels of flak at this point. It is a lot of flak. Anyway, where was I? 33 knots. 14-6 conceal. Okay. At tier 10. 11-8 conceal. That's pretty fucking brutal against a lot of tier 10 ships. This looks like standard heal, 80-second cooldowns, the standard not great DCP. 10 km radar. That radar just seems wild. Why did it need a radar? Couldn't they have given it, like, they already have established a precedent by putting hydro on ships like Karl Johan, and was it Njord? At least Karl Johan has hydro. Why couldn't it just put hydro on this thing? And that way, when it pushes in, it's more defensive against subs and destroyers torping it, and it's stronger against subs, but it doesn't completely crush fucking cruisers or destroyers trying to disengage. Because the radar just means it shits on all surface ships, but it doesn't really do anything against subs that start torturing it when it rushes in. Like, the Hydra would make a lot more sense on a battleship anyway. I really don't like the radar thing. It's just kind of fucked. So how fast? This thing is 33. Wow, this thing is gonna be absurdly fast, isn't it? This thing is gonna be completely fucking bonkers fast. Okay, 34 knots with speed flag. Then you pop your speed boost. 43 knots. 43 knots. Holy shit. 43 knot battleship running at you. With 406s. Holy shit. We add in brisk and we do 47.6 knots on a battleship. It's gotten pretty absurd, hasn't it? I don't know why Wargaming feels there's a need to do this shit, but this has gotten so absurd, hasn't it? It's gotten so fucking absurd, hasn't it? 47.6. This is faster than Georgia. This is the fastest ship in the game right now. Fastest battleship in the game. I thought Rhode Island was busted because Rhode Island does over 40 knots. And I thought that was broken. But this thing does 47.6 knots. This is fucking incredible. This thing can outrun destroyers. Like, destroyers literally can't catch up to this thing. How the fuck does that make any sense? Holy shit. Better radar than Rhode Island. It is. Significantly better radar. Wow, that's pretty fucking demented, not gonna lie. Holy fuck. Imagine playing Daring into this? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of destroyers that are gonna be so horrendous to play into this shit. Watching this thing fucking U-turn though. At 46, watching a battleship at 47.6 knots just fucking make a U-turn, man. Holy fuck. Is this an acceptable BB for Kleber race? Fuck, how fast is Kleber again? How fast was Kleber again? Like, we've reached absurd numbers, haven't we? Now, Kleber has the speed boost, luckily. Kleber has the busted ass 20% speed boost. Yeah, 55. God bless. But, like, imagine playing Trump into this thing. Trump does 33.5 knots. This thing does 43 knots, even when spotted. So this thing is 10 knots faster than Trump. Unless you pop your Trump speed boost, which lasts 60 seconds. Once that speed boost is out, you're fucked. Even with the speed boost, I don't think you're faster than this thing, though. The really funny ship is Sherman, though. Sherman has no speed boost, and Sherman does 33.9 knots. So this thing comes charging in. Holy fuck, bro. Or ships like Holland that did 35 knots. La Pampa does 34 knots. Oh yeah, Daring does 35 knots. Druid does 35 knots. What the fuck? This is such wild power creep. I wonder how even the physics would work into try, like how much power would you actually need to push such a massive armored hull through the water at 47.6 knots. I wonder what the physics in that, like what kind of propulsion do you need? Like 3 nuclear reactors fucking spinning the turbines or something? It's gonna be some wild shit, isn't it? Holy shit. I mean, these things look like they're gonna be pretty fun to play, especially Thor, because the wild ass gun buff at tier 10 is insane from tier 9 to 10. This thing looks like it's gonna be really fun to play, but I can't imagine it being very fun to play against this thing in mini ships, because that speed plus radar is fucking horrendous. Holy shit. Premium ships. Okay. Now we have the premiums. Let's see what we have here. Turgut. Let's see what the Turgut Reis has for us. Okay, that's a lot of secondaries. It's a very highly elevated turret. Why is the turret so elevated? Why was this turret so elevated back here? Interesting. Not sure. So, named a famous Ottoman naval commander. Okay. Power 419mm guns. 2 double barrels and a triple barrel on his stern. So 7 guns. Turgut Reis bets more on her main guns than their power. She has pretty good accuracy, okay. She has torps as well. Surveillance radar. Fast ship, good conceal, surveillance radar. Aye. Fast reloading radar, bro. Small HP pool, somewhat weak armor. Bro, the amount of fucking... Why even play cruisers anymore? Why even play fucking cruisers anymore? Why is radar just being handed out to battleships? It makes no sense. I think the problem is there's too many BB babies complaining about being torpedoed, and Wargaming's response to this is to give them radar. Instead of just giving them hydro so they can deal with subs as well, because that would nerf subs. Wargaming hates nerfing subs. So what they're going to do instead is they're going to give radar, which completely fucks destroyers, but subs can just dive underneath it and not care. So that's why they're probably doing it. 16mm. 16. That's not just light. That's super light on a battleship. Wait, hold on. 16. That's super light armor. Even light cruisers have 25. This is super light, to the extent that 230mm guns overmatch this. Okay, this is the guns. I mean, this is going to be the same stats. Insane HE. 47%. Bro, this is Conquer HE. Holy shit. Insane fucking HE. 47% fire chance. AP 13k as well. That's fucking nice. Pretty slow reload as well. 35-second reload is pretty brutal for 7 guns though. That's pretty brutal. 1.9 Sigma though. 1.9 Sigma. I don't know. I think people are going to be clicking HE in these things though. You got 3 guns in the back as well. If the firing angles are good, you're just going to sit kited and you're going to click HE in this thing. 203 is it Battlecruiser Dispersion. Oof. Oof. 10k MSW. Last Resort. I don't know if these torps are that much of a last resort. They hit pretty hard. And you got 4 of them. Are they underwater tubes? 4 underwater tubes. That's pretty nice. This is pretty nice for Brawl. Secondary, questionable. 6.6. Well, 25 on these. Your main secondary guns are actually not that bad. But do you want to build secondaries on a ship with 60mm armor? Probably not. Probably not. AA is absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. 31.9 knots, 950. Handles pretty poorly. Pretty fast, but handles pretty poorly. Surface detect is gonna be 12 kilometers. 12 kilometers. Only 31 with IFHE? Yeah, you don't really want to spec into this. You don't really want to invest into this. And regardless, with your armor, you don't want to invest into them to begin with. But yeah, 12k conceal. Standard DCP. Standard heal with standard cooldown. 15-second radar, 10 km range, 90-second reloads, 1 minute 30 reload. I feel like you can maybe perma deny a DD from a cap with this thing. Your radar, he's forced to disengage. It takes some time to turn around, and by the time he comes back and enters the cap, you might have radar again. I don't know, it kind of depends on how well you force him away. He should be able to sneak a cap in between. Still, 15 seconds, it basically you get 1 good HE volley in. You get to line up 1 good HE volley, and your team gets 10 seconds to click them as well. Honestly, this thing feels more like a kite HE spammer, where you occasionally load AP because of the great dispersion, but most of the time you just smash people with the absurd fire chance for the tier. You don't really want to push in with 60mm nose. And no super heal. No fast heal and no super heal. Bog standard heal and no armor. You're not going to want to push in on this thing. Italian cruiser Messina. Okay. Italian cruiser Messina. Let's see. Tier 9. Hello? Nathan, your videos fucking suck, man. Yeah, that thing just doesn't work. Yeah, that video did not work. Interesting. Unfortunate. Broke. Yep. The ship, whose design is based on a heavy cruiser's hull, is named after one of the important coastal cities in Sicily. 952mm dual-purpose main battery guns. So 6 and 3. Only sap. High speed, decent conceal. Light cruiser suitable for quick and stealthy repositioning. Okay. She is equipped with heavily damaging torpedoes on both sides, as well as improved hydro with longer range. Okay. Exhaust smoke. So this can be like kind of a gorilla. Gorizia. You can walk up on DDs with hydro and smoke and slap them with sap. That's pretty fun. $43. I mean, I'm not expecting much from the AA because it's Italian AA. They always limit it to 14.6 or to 4.6 range because they hate Italian ships. Except well, they don't really hate Italian. They hate Italian anti-air. I can't say they hate Italian ships when fucking Venezia and Colombo exists. Only SAP though. So tier 9, 43.6k health. Let's see, what do I have here? How does that put us? That is pretty squishy. Pretty damn squishy. We have Seattle health pool. Identical to Seattle health pool. 16.8 range, that's pretty nice. 3850. Pens for 42. That's pretty nice as well. Fast shell velocity. Reload 8 seconds. What DPM does this thing have? It seems like a fair bit of... That seems like a fair bit of consistent DPM here. The alpha is high, the pen is good. Shell velocity seems good. I don't know what the air drag. Yeah, you're gonna reload plus top grade. You're gonna annihilate destroyers. Like, absolutely annihilate it is in this thing. Assuming it's a GK Prusen hull, it would be about 500 megawatts of pure propulsion before accounting for losses. Sounds about right, Knowles. That sounds fucking absurd. 500 megawatts? Jesus. 260k DPM. Okay. And that's of course before you build so where does this put us? The Gorgonzola has 285, but it doesn't pen nearly as well with the sap. Gorgonzola guns are ass compared to, well, they're not ass, but they 38mm pen. That's pretty fucking good. That's like a lot of DPM on this thing. Something like 700,000 horsepower? Probably. Seven KMSW. Holy shit, the nukes. You build for the torp damage potentially on this thing as well. But these are nukes. These are fucking nukes. 4 of these. 72 knots, 8 km range. Yeah, these are... If you can live long enough to get close to use them, they're absolute nukes. 25mm plating though, oof. Secondary is a joke. Wait, weren't these supposed to be dual purpose guns? Wait. 952mm dual purpose main battery guns. Now, I'm not the best at math, but how do we go from 9 guns to 2 flak? I feel like that does not sound very efficient. Am I missing something here? Yeah, we did get 5.2 km range, not 4.6. Woo! Only problem is, I feel like there's like one missing in front of this or something. Like, how the fuck does this add up? But honestly, I expected it. They hate Italian AA. They fucking hate Italian shitting down planes for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they fucking hate it. They even nerfed the AA on... Was it the Polo Emilio? They nerfed the AA on it, and they said it was because of historical accuracy. Like, what the fuck? Fuck. I don't remember where it was, but I remember they nerfed it. It was like it had nothing, and then they nerfed it even more. It was pretty funny. Wasn't it Paolo? Paolo had something like 35 DPS AA, and they nerfed it 30 or something because they said historical accuracy. Yeah, historically the guns were not dual purpose. And like, it didn't have any AA to begin with, but they still quoted historical accuracy to nerf it even further. Like, they cannot stand an Italian ship shooting down a plane, man. Yeah, they removed the long range AA completely. That's what they did. That's what they fucking did. Fucking wild, man. 37 knots. Holy shit, that's fast. Good turning circle. Horrendous rudder. 10.5 rudder. Why the fuck is the rudder so bad? 10.5 rudder. Interesting. Why do we have such rudder? Even Seattle has 8.7 second rudder. Even Buffalo has 8.4. Why do we have 10.5? That seems kind of rough, doesn't it? I just want to highlight, Wargaming, I just want to highlight that you decided to give Valparaiso, which is a tier 9 battleship with super heal, you decided to give the Valparaiso a 9.7 second rudder. why does the battleship get a 9.7 second rudder and this thing gets a 10.5? Can we talk about it? Like, can we explain? Service detect 14. Whoa, that's not that great. Okay. 11.3. Okay, that's not great. 7.7 smoke is also not great. Considering the guns are very light, you still have pretty bad smoke firing. Sheesh. Standard DCP. Pretty standard heal. Long. Exhaust smoke, 40 seconds. 2-minute, 30-second cooldown on it. So what's special about the Hydro? So it's just a 6 km Hydro. That's not that great. I mean, 6 km Hydro is nice, sure, but in terms of trade-offs, like you're trading off a lot to get that. And a fighter in the last slot. So you can smoke up and pop fighter to spot with. But aren't they removing fighter spotting? They're removing fighter spotting, aren't they? That's something they said they're gonna do in the CV rework. They're gonna remove the fighter spotting. So this is not gonna work for spotting. I feel like and this ship is clearly designed with the point of you pop smoke and then you pop this to spot with. I feel like they don't even know what they're doing themselves. Like, they don't even know what they've told us. They've forgotten everything they told us, because this is clearly a ship that's designed pop smoke and pop fighter to spot with. And now they're like, oh yeah, we're removing fighter for spotting. Then what the fuck is this ship gonna do after that? Haven't heard much from the CV rework for a while now. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that thing. It seems like a disaster brewing again. But yeah, charges 2 on this, charges 2 on this. You have to run Superintendent, so it's with this many consumables, it's mandatory anyway to run Superintendent. Permanent camo for previously announced Lanzo. Wow, that's incredible. It's blue. And this one is gray. That's an incredible camo. That's an incredible camo. The blue camo and the gray camo. Thank you. Commonwealth Unique Commander. The Commonwealth will get its own unique commander, John Augustine Collins. During World War II, he fought with distinction in the Mediterranean and the Pacific, commanding 2 major Australian cruisers, Sydney and Shropshire, as well as the Australian Naval Squadron. After the war, Collins served as head of the whole Australian Navy with the title of Chief of Naval Staff. In World of Warships, Collins will come to life as a unique commander. During 14.10, he will be in testing only for the following with the following enhanced skills. Okay. Aircraft armor, continuous AE damage reduction, minus 12.5 instead of minus 10. Okay, can't I get like for my cruiser, can I get a skill battleship AP damage minus 12.5%? Like, can I get a skill like that? That would be fucking great. Or like minus 15% sap damage or something. That would be like being able to just spec into... But even that wouldn't be as good as this thing is, because this is literally the only thing that shoots down planes. So it would more be like minus 12.5% all shell damage. That would be basically the equivalent of this perk. Can I get a perk like that? That sounds like a really good perk. I would always spec that perk. Like, I just take 12.5% less damage from my everything that deals damage to me. Even actually, that wouldn't still be as good. Even a perk that is minus 12.5 all shell damage wouldn't be as good, because there's still all the carrier damage and all the torpedo damage and all the airstrike bomb damage. So it still wouldn't be as good as this perk. It would just need to be a minus 12.5% all damage taken, basically. Can I? That's a really good perk. I wouldn't mind that perk. I really wouldn't mind having a perk like that. And fires and floods. You're right. It's still not as good. Fuck. It's still not as good as this thing. Holy shit, man. That's fucking wild. For battleship, cruisers, and destroyers, adrenaline rush, reduction of reload time for all armaments for 1% of HP lost. 0.25% is into 0.2. That sounds really good. People still won't spec Adrenaline Rush. For some reason, this playbase hates specking Adrenaline Rush. It's the best perk in the entire game, and people won't spec it. I don't fucking understand. Especially destroyers hate specking it. They just hate specking the best perk in the game for some reason. You will also have two unique talents. Rise and Fight Again. Activates once per battle when the ship's HP drops to 10% and provides 2% per second healing for 5 seconds. So this is like Kuznetsov without the DCP. And it heals you for a total 10% of your health. Most useful on BBs for sure, obviously. Again, surprise. What a surprise that is. No DCP though. It doesn't make it as good as Kuzi's proc then. Because the DCP on Kuzi is so fucking bonkers. It lets you go dark. Kuzi gives you Dazzle, DCP, and heal. So Kuzi is like fucking bonkers. This thing is still pretty nice. 10% free heal when you need it the most is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Tria Juncta in Uno. Triggers up to 3 times when you deal 60,000 damage and increases maximum ship speed by 2% and consumable duration by 5%. Speed is always good. Consumable duration isn't bad either. Wait, Commonwealth ships. What are we talking about there? Commonwealth ships. That's Commonwealth. What do we have interesting? Irresistible? Man, Irresistible is gonna love this thing, isn't it? So we can become faster, which is great. We get 15% duration on the heal and 15% duration on the smoke, potentially. This is fucking great. It's also really good on Brisbane, but good luck getting fucking 180k damage in a Brisbane. I mean, you can do it, but still, good luck. It will be useful for sure. Vampire, again, the damage, I mean, the Irresistible shits out 180k without trying, whereas the rest of these guys will kind of struggle to get it. Yeah, no, but the 120k damage is pretty fucking easy to pull off. So you get 10% consumables and 4% speed. It's pretty fucking nice. It's pretty fucking nice. It's just a very useful perk. Again, I think Irresistible will benefit the most, but it will be good on most of them. Increases heal time. Yeah, exactly. Because it's 10% everything. So it's going to be useful no matter what. We'll reveal his in-game portrait later, and he will have a default portrait during testing. Would like to reveal the rarity of Commandante Aguirre. Uncommon. Oh yeah. Holy shit. Well, that was certainly a devlog. That was certainly a development blog of all time. There's no Commonwealth CV yet. There's no Commonwealth CV yet. But like, wait, Irresistible. Fuck, that's gonna be a really nice commander for Irresistible, I think. Like, but Irresistible is already pretty fucking good. Where's Irresistible? The fuck is my Irresistible? There it is. I mean, it's very, very easy to get the threshold. Very easy to get the threshold. Irresistible shits out so much damage. That captain is gonna be, like, always great on Irresistible. Always. That's, yeah, I think Irresistible in particular is gonna fucking love that thing. Oh yeah, it's gonna fucking love that thing. Just the, I mean, just the first 60k damage, already 5% consumables. Normally you have to spec like, normally you have to spec the commander on it. What is it, this thing? No, this one, you get 10% here. So, you get this skill point with 120k. That's pretty nice. That's pretty fucking nice. AI boost too, yeah, true that. True that. Huh. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. And the heal on low HP, the improved AR. Just a really nice commander. Just a really nice commander. Huh. Definitely worth getting it. Definitely worth getting it.